Right now, you're looking at the most littered items in the world. And why are they here? A few days ago, I was walking down a street in Shanghai, China. Every few steps, there was another cigarette butt on the ground. So today, I'm gonna spend several hours picking them up and try to figure out how they ended up here. Let's go! Oh, here's one right there. There are so many mosquitoes. Let's go back for some bug spray. Alright, done with the apartment I live in. Let's go to the street. What's for dinner? This plaza is actually surprisingly clean because I thought there would be a lot more people smoking right here. I mean, I have seen a lot of people smoking here and there around this area, but actually there's much fewer cigarette butts than the ones at my home. You might be wondering, what happens next? Well, before I could answer any questions, I needed one thing, a number. I've never smoked before, and somehow I feel like these several hours just aged my lungs by 10 years. I'm starting to worry I'm less healthy than my grandma now. Oh yeah, these gloves definitely sacrificed for my hands. So why do people throw cigarette butts on the ground? To find out, I made a short survey about how people understand smoking and cigarette litter. I collected 218 responses, and interestingly, about 72% of people said they were either very aware of the problem or had at least heard about it. If people already know, what exactly are they aware of? Because a cigarette butt wouldn't just disappear when you throw it away. Most cigarette filters are made from cellulose acetate, essentially a form of plastic. They can break down into microplastic fibers, while chemicals such as nicotine and other pollutants can leach into soil and water. Cigarette butts are not some rare form of litter either. WHO estimates that around 4.5 trillion cigarette butts are discarded into the environment every year. So yes, people know they're harmful, but knowing something is harmful doesn't necessarily mean we change what we do. I asked the 200 people what they thought, and a lot of them thought one cigarette butt doesn't really matter. A psychological concept would fit this: diffusion of responsibility. When something is shared by a lot of people, each person can feel less personally responsible for it. So when you're standing on the street, you might think, it's just one cigarette butt. Or there are already so many here, one more won't matter. The responsibility feels smaller because you're only thinking about your own actions. The second most common answer was, I don't want to look for a trash can. It is understandable if you learn about the tragedy of the commons. The idea is that a choice can make perfect sense from an individual perspective while becoming problematic when everyone makes the same choice. For one smoker, throwing away one cigarette is convenient. For everyone sharing the same street, that same decision becomes someone else's problem. And when each person only sees their own tiny decision, the collective result is easy to overlook. This definitely made so much sense when I... Interesting. Cool. So maybe convenience isn't the whole story either. What about smoking itself? Why do people smoke in the first place? Are they the problem? It is clear that smoking is often connected to our surroundings. For many people, the first cigarette might have come from seeing friends smoke, wanting to fit into a social group, being curious about what smoking feels like, or using it as a way to cope with pressure. So smoking, we can't really conclude this as an individual habit. It can also be shaped by social environments and personal experiences. Littering and smoking are actually two behaviors focusing on different aspects. Let's get back to littering now. So what could reduce cigarette litter? Better disposal facilities were one of the most frequently mentioned solutions. This makes sense. However, during my cleanup, I found cigarette butts thrown near existing ashtrays. This solution alone probably wouldn't work. Maybe stronger enforcement? This can discourage littering by increasing the consequences of the action, but it also depends on whether people actually change their behavior when they're not being monitored. Education and awareness campaigns are possible as well, but since many respondents already know cigarette butts could harm the environment, the effect of education might be limited. But then I ask one last question. If someone knowingly continues a behavior that can harm others, should we blame them or try to understand them? 67% chose try to understand, which brings me back to the question I started with. Are smokers really the problem? I don't think the survey gives us a simple yes or no, but it does give us a few things to think about. I guess I'll leave that one to you. See you in the next video.